Okay, so the second question is getting to know your specialty, your niche. I'm really excited because I don't know too much about this particular niche. I know I work with these individuals, but people would love to hear about your experience. Whatever you want to disclose to us, even challenges. But my question here for you, Karen, is what made you want to help BIPOC women of immigrant backgrounds?
Well, I actually, when I started wanting to practice therapy, I didn't want to work with this population. I wanted to work more with substance use, and that's what drew me to the field. But then, in my training toward being a therapist, I started to find that I really connected with BIPOC women who come from similar backgrounds as mine. And me being a second generation American, first generation college student, master's degree, all of that to me brings a perspective that I can relate to in some of my clients and that they need. So I really appreciate being able to have that connection with my clients because I see the challenges that come from acculturation differences, from family dynamics, from just the expectations, especially for women who are the eldest daughter. I am the eldest daughter, and I have a lot of friends who are the eldest daughters, and it really is a unique experience. And so that's what really drives me to support them.
That is great because it's not just something that you do, but it's something that's personal to you. But the interesting thing is sometimes we think this is not, or we feel this is not for us, but it turned out it was. And do you uh, do you feel you'll be working with this population for a long time in the future? You will continue to work with them.
I think so. I think as I continue to evolve myself, I think that that's a really great asset for potential clients because my experiences might not be relatable to every therapist, and I identify as a neurodivergent person. I identify as a fat woman, and not every therapist will understand that experience. And so that those realizations that I've had over time, I think really shaped me. And I know that there's people out there that can relate to that and that, that are looking for support, right? And I want to be the person that can support them.
Thank you for further disclosing you about yourself. I appreciate the vulnerability. You mentioned neurodivergent and fat woman. Do you have anything to share, rather that's from yourself or from your experiences working with clients, as much as comfortable that you feel?
Yeah. Well, I think overall, um, I've seen just how fat bias, just how ableism really affects our communities. And so, for those of us who have intersecting identities, like I mentioned, all of my intersecting identities, um, anytime that I meet a patient or meet a client who I think, you know, is experiencing some of those biases or like that stigma and they might not realize it. I have that background where I can point that out and I can give them a different perspective that they might not have considered because we do live in a culture that is ableist, that has a lot of anti-fat bias and that can be very marginalizing to a lot of us. And so I really appreciate being able to do that for my clients.
That is great because you are part of the marginalized population yourself, and then you can relate to that population as well for clients. And it's not too many of them, and so that's a niche itself. And so uh, that is great, and you embrace that, and then now you relating to it, you are able also to help with that population. That's really good. Thank you.